Welcome back, everybody, to game number 1 of the grand final. CLG facing up against IG, East versus West. Hopefully a great preview of what is to come for Beyond the Summits World Tour. As the game gets underway here, we're loading in momentarily. Let's go ahead and introduce the teams, talk a little bit about this matchup. Both teams looking very strong overall. Look at the teams they have knocked out on their way to the finals here. EG, Complexity, World Elite, Zenith, Orange. Very solid teams there for CLG. And then an even more, potentially even more impressive path that IG's taken. eHope, DK, Dare, Tongfu, LGD. I didn't realize it, but they beat every other Chinese team except for World Elite on their way here. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. Joining me, of course, is Luminous. Together we are David and David. And Lumi, what can we expect to see in this match?
I mean, this supposedly is the best Chinese team, right? Like you said, they knocked down every single Chinese team to get there. CLG knocked down some prominent American teams as well as North American teams. They knocked down Complexity, they knocked down EG, two American teams that are just on the rise lately. So I feel like this is a very, very well-deserved final. It's not like one side is about to win for sure. And I think both teams kind of proved themselves to a lot of their colleagues as well as a lot of their haters out there that they do believe they do deserve to be in a final. So I'm very happy to be casting this one. Of course, for the viewers at home, thank you guys for supporting this tournament so far. If you guys bought the tournament tickets or you guys just tune into the stream, we appreciate the effort as well. Of course, thank you guys for supporting dotacommentaries.com for visiting the site for all the brackets. This is going to be a great final, and I'm pumped up for that one.
Good. Let's hope it's epic. We're about ready to get underway with the game. Real quickly, let's go through the teams here. Of course, we talked a lot about CLG, so we'll make this real brief, but we've seen CLG really favoring these lineups that can be aggressive early on, get control of the map, knock down towers. It seemed like versus EG, that was the game plan for CLG. Control the towers, or control the lanes, get early farm up on all your core heroes, and then slowly and steadily extend your control, tighten the noose, try and lock down the map. They did it very slowly in game number 1, and a lot quicker in game 2. We're going to hop real quickly. I just want to briefly show you guys the slide. Big shout out to dota-academy.com. Wicked, the creator of not only the Fantasy League, but also the one who's been creating all these stats and tracking them for us for the competitive scene, not just for our tournament, but available for all other casters to use and the community at large. So IG, of course, they like their strong semi-carries. They like that kind of mid-game lineup. And Lumi is laughing his ass off, so we're going to jump into the game because guess what just got banned? It's a Spirit Breaker, it's a Sniper, this is the Zenith drafting style, and CLG is like, okay, you're not going to ban anybody, then guess what, buddy? We're not either. It's a Skeleton Kid and Bloodseeker are the reply. Oh, boy.
I mean, this is the way that you want to start game 1 of the final, right? Hopefully, I mean, this is just for the funs, and maybe game 2, after a team have lost a game, they will go back to playing series. Hey, maybe they'll draft series now. We know for sure that some overpowered heroes is left in the pool. Why you gotta ban that Trian, man? That's definitely a viable pick.
He's the highest win rate hero in pubs. He is the number. Really? He's higher than Ursa. He's higher than Lich. He's higher than Luna. At least he was the last time I checked a few days ago. So clearly the best hero in the game. Why wouldn't you ban him? Skeleton Kid is 2 lives. That one makes a lot of sense. Who wants to play a 6v5 if you don't have to? But this means the entire pool is wide open. Are they going to pick Standard now? I assume so. And to some degree, it kind of makes sense, right? If your opponents aren't going to ban anything, and you don't either, then at least you make sure the whole pool is wide open.
Well, I mean, yeah, sure. That's one way to look at it. Although I don't see teams ever not banning anything. Right?
It's always... No, I agree.
Yeah. So if we're expecting a normal game, we'll see things like Darkseer or Lycanthrope being picked up here. And Faith, it rests in his hands right now. He could just make this a very crazy game and go into like a Twin Dragon first pick. Although, I don't know. I mean, there's not too much prize money on the line. They're going to pick a Naga Siren. And I'm glad. I'm glad that Naga isn't banned out for once because, to be honest, we see her constantly banned, and I think we need to be reminded how powerful that hero truly is.
Especially if she gets a Darkseer, or God forbid, an Enigma and a Darkseer on her team. CLG have to think about at least one, if not both of those heroes here. Darkseer almost certain to fly off the board. But where do they go from there? There's just so much available. Invoker, Prophet... Lycan, of course, you mentioned, Lone Druid, and then all the semi-carries that both of these teams love. Here's like Windrunner, Queen of Pain, especially for IG, Broodmother. God damn, this pool is just wide open. I love it, man. I mean, we're going to have a great game. Both teams are going to get some fantastic heroes. Maybe one team will get more. Of course, somebody's going to win in the end, but for right now, Both teams are going to have their options here. Plus, think about it, Tidehunter's in the pool, another great hero for Naga. Maybe this is the plan for IG. If they don't ban anyone and they get Naga, they're guaranteed to have a ridiculous team fight because you just can't pick all the heroes that you want to try and deny that to them.
And I think the important thing to point out here, it is the Naga. Naga, in my opinion, counters half the other carries in the pool, right? He just eats Lycanthrope, he eats Anti-Mage. His net eats Syllabear. Well, Syllabear not so much, but most BKB carriers out there, they just get eaten alive by the Song Siren plus and the sleep combo. He's just a great, or she's just a great pusher. Very versatile. We've seen teams go Vlad's first on her. We've seen teams go Arcane Boots. I mean, anything is out there. And of course, the Naga's Darkseer combo is not going to be seen in this game because Sleep plus Vacuum, that is a beating. And I'm glad that CLG has taken that away from them. Darkseer and Rubik is going to be the first 2 pick here for CLG.
But guess what? There's the Tidehunter in the pool, and it wasn't IG, it was actually LGD, but we cast, from that preview trailer that we have, for anyone who was able to catch it before the game started, Lumi was casting that team fight where you saw LGD starts off with the Naga Sleep, they follow up with the Ravage, then the Queen of Pain ult on top of it all, and that was a team wipe, and Age is stolen. This is the potential of this IG lineup. And there may be these fights around Roshan and Lycan's still in the pool. And if CLG somehow snag a Lycan with the 3rd pick, maybe that's enough to justify giving away that big team fight. Especially being on the Dire side. Yes, the top is the Dire. This was recently patched. I'm not sure how many people have actually watched matches since this change was made. But CLG on the Dire side, and pajkatt definitely knows how to play as Lycan. Still, like you said, the net very good for dealing with it. Is he worth taking now? It's kind of crazy not to. But maybe he's not the right choice.
I'm still in the opinion that Lycan is very, very overrated. Now, of course, he's a great hero, don't get me wrong. He farms insanely fast, but you gotta almost build your entire team around it. And more often than not, teams have been finding ways to deal with it. I think the win rate of the past month for Lycanthrope is something like 30%, something ridiculously low. Teams have been finding ways to deal with it, and to be honest, when there's a Naga on the enemy team, I don't feel safe seeing CLG pick up a Lycanthrope. But again, it is pajkatt, so it kind of balances out the equation.
He is the one player, I believe, who's undefeated, at least in this tournament, when he gets his hands on Lycan. Now, a lot of those games were kind of troll games or very unorthodox tactics used. No, they go for the Venomancer. Maybe a little bit worried about something along the lines of a Templar Assassin. Ferrari has been known to play that in the past. Ferrari's Invoker, by the way, was available. They didn't want to take it. If they get it here in the 2nd stage, that's a lot to give away. They probably won't. Could see it banned. And yeah, Lycan gets banned out. So IG, I'm not so sure it was trolling, Lumi. I really think they wanted to just get the Naga and then make sure they could get some other good heroes, too. Maybe it was, but whatever their strategy was, they got some great heroes. They gave away some very strong heroes in the Darkseer and the Rubik, who is a Chinese favorite. This is, after such a weird start, it feels like a very normal game.
It really is. I mean, and here's the dangerous thing about the Dire lineup, or is it Radiant now?
It's
the Radiant
Radiant
lineup here. Leshrac and Prophet, they are such great pushing combinations. And really, it starts at level 2, level 1 if you really want to do so with Leshrac. And it's just going to be the great pushing combo throughout the entire game. We might see some crazy... I mean, God forbid this happening, but Naga Siren just sleeps the team for like an entire, 5 seconds. And then Prophet just TPs to a different lane and backdoors the tower, Leshrac. There's just so many different things that you could do with Naga Siren Ultimate. You can actually backdoor with Naga Ultimate in the base, but there's just so much other stuff you could do. When you have like 6-7 second disable for an entire team, there's just so many creative uses you could do with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's just insane.
And I'm even thinking about not just, you're talking about some of the mid to late game tactics, and that's a great point. I'm even thinking about just the laning stage here for CLG. Naga is a hero that can make Darkseer miserable, especially with any kind of chain stun. Oh, you want to surge? Too bad, I'm going to net you. Split Earth, Edict to follow. Darkseer normally so potent in that off lane. I'm not sure they can run him solo bottom. If they get any kind of other support, maybe a Tidehunter, maybe another stun like a Sand King, which is available. Morphling gets banned out here. If this Naga is a tri-lane Naga, that means Prof will be soloing top, and then you just need a mid, and there you go. The Sand King Naga Leshrac, probably going to be tri-laning, most likely, I'm guessing, in the safe lane, most likely Prof in the off lane, and then they need their solo mid. And this just has disaster written all over it. If Darkseer is soloing versus this lane, he may be able to live and spam Ion Shell, but really, he can't approach the creep wave. We'll have to see where they want to go. It might not be a solo Darkseer. It could be a Darkseer mid or safe lane or jungle. Who knows where CLG will go. Enigma available for that off lane. Chen and Enchantress both available. Did not get banned. And maybe that's something CLG will have their eyes on. Get that signature hero for akke. And then get the hard carry. But these lanes for IG. Look at the chain stun. God damn.
Yeah, the chain stun's absolutely available. They do still have the versatility because all of these heroes could be going to solo lanes. As we see that Storm Spirit is going to be the pick here. I do believe you can ball lightning out of Naga net. Of course, you can't be ball lightning if you're stunned by Leshrac and Sanking, and that's something that he has to worry about in the mid to late stage of the game. Nature Prophet will be going for Hex or Orchids, but although as I say that, oh my goodness, Shadow Fiend being picked up here. I cannot. Who is going to be playing this Shadow Fiend? We have not seen the Chinese Shadow Fiend.
Is this Ferrari?
Yaffits.
Is this Ferrari?
It could be. Although I think we're going to have to see a bot lane Shadow Fiend offensive trolling and perhaps...
Yeah, that's...
I don't know. I don't think Shadow Fiend can handle the mid lane unless we're going to just have a gentleman agreement. Shadow Fiend Storm Spirit mid lane. Dota 2010?
Well, this is that tri-carry strategy that 2009 pioneered. You know, you've got the Prophet, the Naga, the Shadow Fiend, and then really Leshrac can be, but most likely it'll be a support. 3 carries, spreading the map out all around. And actually, let me unmute the in-game sound. There we go. Enigma, the final pick. Wow. The Shadow Fiend pick, though, I'm glad you pointed out. Where is he going to lay? Naga really not the best here if left alone. Neither is Shadow Fiend in today's, you know, the way the teams play nowadays. This could be, maybe this is a bridge too far for IG. We'll see how they want to lane it. We'll see what they want to do. Maybe they'll do some roaming, some smoke ganks. They definitely have options with the lanes, but you're right. You got to be concerned about where Ferrari's going to be and how he's going to have a good time in his lane. And it is Ferrari playing that Shadow Fiend. Let's introduce the players. Ferrari on the Shadow Fiend. Faith on the Leshrac will be a support. Zhou going to be playing that Naga Siren. Chuan going to be on the Sand King, will be supporting as well. And then YYF on the Prophet. I'm guessing he'll go off lane. Tango's pulled towards Ferrari. Probably going to start with the Wraith Band, I'm guessing. Or maybe not. We'll see. And why don't you go ahead and introduce CLG?
Yeah, definitely going to be a Wraith fan. Plus 9 damage. Plus 9 damage. Very, very insane. But back on the CLG side, Akke's going to be going on the bot lane. Already, Observer Ward's up, going to be warding that one. Darkseer going to be being played by Lacoste. On the mid lane, I imagine it's going to be pajkatt. He is going mid, saving for the quick bottle, just a pair of tangles. Playing the Rubik. On the top, it's going to be Mirakel jungling it. And the Miracle, by the way, if you didn't catch the previous game, was the most farmed Enigma ever. In recent memory. He was insanely farmed. 5 clarities on him. And of course, lastly, we do have Misery playing the Storm Spirit this time. Going to be going up top.
Ferrari wants to deny these creeps to get some early souls. We saw this coming out of a Venomancer being played by, who was it? Infused. Infused did this about a week ago, and IG maybe have watched that, maybe just figured it out on their own. Cute little combo. They only get 1 soul, and I really like... CLG seems to be aware that this might be happening. They're positioned near Roshan. So it's not going to be the 4 souls off the bat, but he'll take any damage he can get.
Yeah, for any of you guys that did not know what we're talking about, the Venomancer will drop the wards, allow Roshan to hit it, and then Shadow Fiend immediately denies against the ward to get those souls. And Shadow Fiend was able to get like 8 damage early. As we see engagement early, Burrow Strike's going to hit on Lacoste. Lacoste's going to give up the first blood. Naga picks it up. This is Zhou picking up first blood, one of the best farmer in China. And that's not the start you want him to have.
Right, and, you know, Darkseer, he actually had Ion Shell, but even if he surged there was just no way. He's not escaping from that. This is the chain stun that's going to plague him, and that's why we see Akke down in the bottom lane. They cannot have him fight alone. The problem is, what is Venomancer really going to do if they do lock on him with that chain stun? I just don't think there's much available. And meanwhile, it's Ferrari in the middle lane up against pajkatt. Let's see damage-wise. What does Ferrari have to work with? 44 plus 7, about 51. pajkatt at 52. So already Ferrari very even with the damage. I really like the fact that they pulled regen. Let him get the quick Wraith Band. That will help him last quite a bit. And now with the few souls, it's looking like it's going to be a tough lane to shut down Ferrari. You thought maybe you wouldn't have a good lane. I agreed. But this 1v1, he's going to do well now.
Well, to be honest here, Fable's going to still be the cheesiest thing here, minus damage here against Shadow Fiend. Also, you got to keep in mind that pajkatt's working with 600 range, and the Shadow Fiend's working with 500. So a little bit, a little bit of small advantage going for pajkatt. But yeah, as these souls build up, and as Ferrari's getting more raise level, look at him. He's going right on pajkatt, just driving him off the lane, and just dominating the lane right now. Unless Shadow Fiend is going to have some ganks going his way, I think he's going to just get a lot of assets. You can see on the top here, Akke coming in position, trying to get off of the gank, but really not going to have too much luck with that.
Yeah, and Ferrari this is one of the few heroes that can actually contest Rubik for the runes in terms of how he pushes the lane. Ferrari can actually outpush pajkatt by spamming those raises. Now, will he actually choose to do so? Level 3 raise picked up off the bat, a double raise. Look at pajkatt driving them out of the lane. It's exactly right. TPM by YYF. One more raise will do it. There you go. A kill picked up, and this is what Shadow Fiend needs. Souls to start it off. The kill gives him +6, although he was already maxed out, so it's not really going to matter. That was a recent buff put towards Necromastery. Now he's up to 9. Actually, I guess it did matter. Wow, he is big now. +23 damage. Fantastic start for Ferrari. And the tri-lane bottom. What does CLG have in response? Well, it's just this top lane.
Yep, it's just the top lane, and top lane, I mean, he's getting some farm, but Misery's going to have to play out of his mind during this mid-game. Storm Spirit against Shadow Fiend is where you kind of want to be. Before Shadow Fiend picks up his Blacking Bar, he's a very, very killable hero. So even though that Shadow Fiend's having a good start right now, he will have to continue to have that good start, but with the bottle coming, he will be raising and pushing this creep wave, and hopefully secure the rune. The rune, by the way, has been picked up here, so no refueling for his mana so far. On the bot line here is going to be Darkseer, already at level 2, but look at zhou CS right now, 11, 12, actually fairly low considering that he's getting relatively free farm. But, you know, his lane's getting pulled under the tower. It's a little bit difficult.
It's a lot of denies, though, and that's going to hurt the Darkseer a little bit. The early levels and I choked up through that. And by the way, my apologies, Ferrari did not get the last hit on that kill. That's why he didn't get extra souls. But nonetheless, he pretty much has max right now for his level. 14 already picked up. A few more to go, but really just having his way with this middle lane. You mentioned top, Misery having good farm, 15-6. Enigma as well in the jungle. We can't forget about Miracle. You talked about his farm last game. And by all means, CLG have a fantastic mid-game lineup, but late game, I just don't see them standing against any of IG's heroes, really. The team fight is there with the Naga, the Sankey, the Shrek. The damage is there with the Shadow Fiend and the other two semi-carries. CLG really need to make things happen in the early to mid-game. Now, they have Darkseer, a great hero who can go late, can always turn the tides. This is a good start for IG. For CLG, they want to get farm up on that Storm. Miracle maybe set up some ganks, push this top tower, which YYF couldn't really contest, but at some point, CLG are going to have to start putting the pressure on.
They really do. I mean, Naga, well, again, we have no idea what kind of Naga this game will be, right? This zhou will play. It could be a Vlad's first for a little bit more utility Naga, but considering that this is zhou, I imagine we're going to see a little bit more farming oriented. He's got the Riptide Max, and it looks like engagement happening on the mid lane. Ferrari in big trouble. The Gale's going to hit, and for sure Ferrari's going to be going down. No way he's going to survive. Fable's going to secure pajkatt the kill, and boy, he needed that one. Like I said, if you don't gank Shadow Fiend, he will just CS you very easily at that. And pajkatt now is going to get himself a rune as well. Very, very good gank, very important gank, and now pajkatt back in this game.
He's back in the game, and Shadow Fiend is going to be Ferrari's going to be a little bit unhappy about that. Losing 10 souls. This is the weakness of Shadow Fiend, is he's very gankable, and he really suffers when he gets ganked. It's going to make less hits harder to come by. It's also going to make his damage output significantly lower if a fight develops, but it's up towards the top. YYF looking to TP out. Good pull by Misery. Very patient play there. Well, a couple more auto attacks should do it, and yes, YYF will die. Meanwhile, bottom lane, it's Lacoste. Gets caught out. Blocked in by the creeps. Trapped and unable to escape. A hellish prison created for him. He goes down. Immediate buyback from YYF. The wave was pushing. He wants to get this experience. It's very cheap. He's getting close to 6. That ult will help. Still, they get a kill. The kill exchange on bottom lane. And look at Darkseer. Level 2 compared to YYF on the Prophet, who's already level 5.
And I think it's important to point out he's level 2 because of the supporting cast of IG, just pushing a lot of deny for zhou to help that one out. And they will only allow Darkseer to get experience when he's just putting himself in a very suicidal position. And sure, you are going to get the XP, but you're going to pay for it right now. Zhou out of mana at this point, can't really push. Arcane Boots is being picked up. So far we're seeing a little bit more utility play. But again, Naga's such versatile as a hero that she could transition from build to build as well. And now this tower on the bot lane suffering a little bit damage. Shadow Fiend's got to be careful because he sees a haste ring on pajkatt. No, has been used. Is that what raise is that's being stolen?
I can't even tell. I don't think it tells you, to be honest. Yeah. So we'll see. It looks like it's the middle range raise, or maybe was that the short range one? That's the mid range raise from looks. No, that was Shadow Fiend. Man, I'm gonna get confused with the raises flying back and forth. Either way, he didn't get the long range raise, and that's really the one you want because then you can snipe here as easily. Now it should be mentioned that telekinesis can set up the raises beautifully.
Yes.
And that's a lot of burst damage for pajkatt. So pajkatt could definitely make things happen here. The issue for him is he needs a little bit of mana right now. He's going to pick up his wand. Tower is claim bottom. And the Arcane Boots, it's a utility item, but I love it in this case because it helps fuel the nuke spam of Leshrac and Sandkin. Because of the heroes complementing this Naga, it makes perfect sense.
Definitely that's the case. Now, One thing about that Darkseer, what makes him one of the best long lane heroes, that sure, you could shut down his EXP game, but with Iron Shell, he is going to get farm regardless. You can see that he's got like 10 CS, despite never not even seeing a creep, because he'll just, put an Iron Shell in his creep like he's doing right now. And that creep will just, walk in the lane. Those Iron Shell last for 20 seconds. Look, 2 more CS just being picked up for him, and a little bit harassed against Zhou as well.
He's still level 3, though. He's getting some farm, but the levels are becoming a big problem. Look at YYF. Midas recipe already picked up, not far off a completed Midas. This is an awful... I mean, if anything, Darkseer is normally the harder one to kill of the two.
Right. I mean, you gotta keep in mind that Prophet bought back as well, and he still has a Midas recipe.
Right. It's a very cheap buyback, but you're right. I mean, he made that investment. He defends the tower for a long time. The smoke gank doesn't really pay off, so now they look to push top. Misery, Power Treads picked up Sage's Mask. He is rusting an Orchid. And I like this choice, because he needs to be aggressive. BKB's not going to help you too much. If IG stun you once, you're probably dead. So I like this pickup here, just trying to go for the pickoff, spread the map, avoid the 5v5 clashes as much as possible, and when you do fight, fight from a position of advantage. That's Misery's selection. Here comes the trade mid. They're looking to go Darkseer. Wow, look at Faith with an Invis rune. So close, he really wants to go here. Not going to find it. The tier 1 drops top. That one picked up by Enigma, and they're not stopping. They're going for 2.
Yeah, they wanted to go for a trade, but very good rotation by Lacoste to prevent that trade from happening. And now on the top here, we do have Chuan getting position. He's only level 4 right now. Burrow Strike not the longest range. Nice warding here by Akke to prevent the Leshrac from coming in. Storm is he 6? He's 8 right now. No offensive zipping. A little bit afraid of Faith's Diabolic, so he's not going to jump in for now. With that said, the tower is going to suffer about a couple hundred points of damage, but no big deal.
He went for Remnant. This tells you that he wants to push, he wants to farm. If you want to be aggressive killing early, you normally go for Vortex, at least 3 points, to be able to pull them into your Remnants. So this is a bit of a different build. It suggests that CLG want to go for the mid-game, get up those core items, and then fight, then play aggressively. Now, he can still find kills without early points in Vortex, but if he really wanted to kill, he would have gone for it sooner. And I think it makes sense, the way the game's progressing for CLG. They're just not that strong right now.
Meanwhile, we do have Ferrari getting himself a haste rune. That haste rune could, offensive or defensive. Offensively, he's going to be chasing you with Razes, which is where you not want to be. And defensively, he can run away from any ganks. He is, you say he's farmed? He's got 55? Yeah, it's pretty good, actually, at this stage of the game, despite, getting ganked, too.
Right, there were multiple smoke ganks towards mid. Even when he wasn't dying, he was out of the lane. 55 and 15. Really, he's out-farming a free-farm jungle Enigma. Which, yes, Shadow Fiend is a great flash farmer, but they killed him. This is the thing about Shadow Fiend, is he does have great comeback potential. It's not enough to kill him once, you have to kill him repeatedly. And with a haste rune, that means he's safe until that actually has to be used. Or he should be anyway. He might even be safe longer, because that BKB, you mentioned it as a core item for him. It's not that far off, to be honest. Another 5 minutes or so without being killed, he'll have it.
Well, I mean, 5 minutes without getting killed against the CLG lineup can be asking for a lot. There's a Storm Spirit, there's a Enigma, there's a Darkseer, so he's got to hold on to this haste rune and make sure he doesn't get ganked. And look at them, they're smoking to gank offensively. They see that top lane. It is a Storm, so these Razes and this Burrow Strike have to be completely on point. Here we go, let's see how good Misery is. And Misery, oh, they see Akke, they're going to just go for Akke. This is a free kill for sure. Akke's going to go down here. Shadow Fiend is going to get the kill, haste rune activated. Well, another kill going towards Ferrari's way.
Well, the best defense is a good offense, because if he's smoke ganking with his team, it means he's not getting ganked mid, even if CLG wanted to do so. They get the kill, sure, it's not the kill you want, it's not the kill in the Storm, but any kind of gold is going to help fuel his farm. It also means one less hero on the board, so Ferrari will be safe, going all the way back to base to refill his bottle, has picked up the magic stick, but from here on out, I'm assuming it will be the BKB rush. It would just be very odd to see anything else up against CLG's lineup. Now, there's a black hole, so they could still lock him down, but this will help deal with everything else.
I mean, the black hole can be easily cancelled. I feel like there's a lot of single target stuns, or just stuns in general.
Oh, yeah.
And here comes pajkatt with the Invis rune. He sees Prophet in the jungle right now, or I think he should. And there's... Where's the Naga? Naga has just poured back home, so pajkatt, unfortunately, in the wrong place at the wrong time, wasting a little bit of his own very precious time. Speaking of pajkatt, I believe Rubik, in my opinion, is the X factor in this game. If Rubik gets focused early on, if he can't cast off his spells, I think CLG will have a really, really tough time. Look at the spells that Rubik could steal. He could steal Requiem of Soul that has a very low is it an instant cast time? I'm not positive on that. He could steal a Song of Siren. There's a lot of strong, powerful... If he steals an Epicenter, my god, that's just absolutely insane. Just great ultimate he could steal, great single target spells that he could steal.
It does have the same cast time, it's his cast point that's sooner.
Okay.
So he does have to. It's not chattily, but he does have to spend about a minute and a half to wind up there. Still,
regardless,
that's so much damage.
Right, and also, I mean, you steal the full soul or whatever amount of soul that Shadow Fiend has, which you imagine,
which is max right now.
Right, and also, I mean, there's one thing about cast point. There's another thing about the animation. If you see Shadow Fiend, as we see Shadow Fiend perhaps in a little bit of trouble, Miracle is gonna get black hole for sure. There's a 2-man black hole. Look at the edge of the AoE. Faith is gonna cancel it towards the tail end, and Ferrari knows he's gonna be dying. He's gonna be raising, trying to get the kills, not gonna get it. Meanwhile, Stormster comes in, gonna be one more zip for a YYF kill. Faith very, very low. Another kill. Look at this misery. Double kill immediately. 3-0. Now CLG can push mid.
Where's the Naga when you need her? Unfortunately, Zhou just not able to arrive to the fight in time. And without that sleep, they couldn't escape. Now, that is their big get out of jail free card, so if they get it off at the right time, nobody dies there. But fortunately, just not in position, not there in time. And they really miss out. That being said, they still are going to defend the tier 1, so a great fight for CLG. A couple of key kills, but Prophet is a hero. You can kill him a few times, especially with Midas. He's still going to find the farm, and this really the same for Ferrari. Yes, you kill him, you slow down that BKB. I don't think he has any... No, he got the recipe before he died, so he's only a Mithril Hammer away. This BKB is coming fast, and it's coming soon.
Now, I mean, it's always I hear commentators say this, and I say this in the past a lot when Shadow Fiend was played. So yeah, you could sure kill him a couple of times, and he is gonna find a farm, and that's definitely true because Raze is one of the best flash farming spell out there. But the problem is that if you're very far behind in terms of level, you actually need the level to tank you up because BKB charges for Shadow Fiend are like gold. It's absolutely precious because the channel time is ultimate so long that you basically dedicate your BKB usage. At least, you know, the
right.
6 second one, the 5 second one, you basically dedicate the entire BKB usage for that ultimate. And if they kite your ultimate or if they cancel your ultimate somehow, then you're absolutely screwed. You're basically at, you know, 1400 HP as an agility right-click hero, and they could actually kite you or kill you very easily. So BKB charges is very, very important, and dying does not help you.
Definitely does not. He's still keeping up in terms of levels, but he's not really far ahead like you might expect. A solo mid Shadow Fiend who gets an early kill would be, especially with the kind of souls he had. He outlasts hit the Rubik, but again, he's sitting at level 10, tied up with the Storm and the Prophet, and even with the BKB, there's still this kind of thing where if Storm zips in and pulls him, or if there's a blink in by Enigma and Maleficism, although it looks like Miracle is going for the tankier style build, at least for now, then it doesn't matter if you have a BKB if you don't pop it. And here we go, CLG won a Roche.
Well, they are going to try to start the Roshan party early. Enigma as well as the Venomancer are great Roshan heroes. And I think they're doing undetected. There's the Radiant team just does not expect this kind of Roshan. Roshan generally you know have 5 people missing off the map, and 2 support missing off the map. You don't know if they're jungling or just ancient stacking or just doing ancients in general. And here they are going to get a free Roche. And IG isn't punishing them. You know, they're not getting the ganks off. As I say that, Zhou is going to go for pajkatt instead. Picks him up right now. It's going to toss him away here. Will pajkatt be going down? Yes, he will for sure. Where's the Darkseer? Darkseer has just ported home, but Roshan is going to get taken. Who's going to take the Aegis? Marigold says, no carry nearby. Alright, I'll take it myself.
You'd really would love to have that on Misery, but he is tucked away bottom, maybe looking to set things up. And Misery has his Orchid. This is a huge idle pickup. Well, we've been talking a lot about Storm trying to lock down Shadow Fiend, but it's not like he's the only hero that will be useful to lock down. You can lock down the Naga, prevent the ult from coming off, prevent the net from being used, deny an Epicenter. Faith does a lot of damage, but very squishy. There are so many easy kills here on IG if he finds the openings, and this early of an Orchid. I'm not sure IG have an answer for it except to be grouped up to avoid Misery as much as possible. Really fast timing, and I love the fact that he went for this and not a BKB, not a Bloodstone. This is the most aggressive item you can get because you can build it so much quicker than those items, and because of that utility it gives you. We'll have to see what he makes happen. The next 5 minutes or so with it will be pretty important.
Yeah, at worst it's a damage amplification item. At best, I mean, it's just mana utility, allows you to zip so much further and give you so much more mana regeneration. Of course, the silence cannot be underestimated. He could see Shadow Fiend right now and just basically solo kill Shadow Fiend, and the Shadow Fiend can't do anything about it. On the bot lane here, we do see Lacoste. He had a slow start, but has a Vanguard finish. Still bootless at this point. I wonder if he's going to get boots or he's going to just go straight for Hood. For now, he just bought something, and it's going to be the boots of speed being delivered to him, very, very far away from his base. I mean, here's a power of Darkseer. You could slow him down, and he was what, level 2? That's 5-6 minutes in the game. He's level 8 now. He's catching up. Still not the best farm in the game, but still is going to provide a lot of utility for his team.
And the other thing about the hero is he really doesn't need that many items, to be honest. It's great to get things like Pipe and Vanguard and, you know, your Aghanims, whatever he might farm for. But really, he just needs to hit level 11, have a maxed out vacuum.
Storm with regen. He's going top.
Uh-oh.
Storm is zipping away.
Wants to, but not going to.
He's keeping his regen running. Although, regen only heals, I believe, 2,000 mana, so don't go crazy at home if you have a regen rune on Storm.
Also, that Prophet ult could cancel in theory. Here we go, net onto Darkseer. Split Earth ultimate plays, he goes down, and Ferrari triumphantly steals that. What a long-range ultimate from Naga, just at the edge, catches Mirakel out, and Mirakel looking to be dead. Will we see a Requiem for Souls? No, just the Chainstone brings him down. There's your Aegis, and he's gonna channel it. Here we go, Requiem of Souls. Oh, too early, he misses! Oh, that would have been so epic. Miracle should die.
Right there. That's all I'm gonna say.
That Aegis, man, lasts too long. One of the few
time and the Skeleton King reincarnation, like it's always a very difficult time because I mean, how often do you try to time your Requiem so under Aegis, right? It's just not a common thing you practice against.
I love the fact that he went for it, even if it didn't work. And even if it was a bit of a waste. Top lane though, zip in, they want the Naga, no ult, this is a good time to dive. There's the silence, the Burrow Strike, good counter ganking potentially. Misery, one zip away, that's it, he's done. One more right click, now he's gonna live. Or is he? The wand popped, another zip, that should be enough. Now pajkatt is the one in a lot of trouble here, caught a long way from home. The chase, look at how far they're diving for this, but they have...
Is he gonna go for it? No, I don't think he will. He's gonna just run back and TP's right into the middle of 4. Gets the kill though. Here comes Sandking. 3-man Burrow Strike. My god, Chuan, such a good play, but YYF perhaps paying for it with his death. Chuan's gonna pay for it as well. I'm not sure whether that's worth a Storm kill. I mean, it is a Storm, but meanwhile Storm buys back. He's gonna go right in. He sees the Naga. Zhou still very tank at this point, has a vid booster, but his entire team is catching up, vacuum backwards. Malefice, IGS chase way too far. Double buyback from the Radiant side. They're teleporting right in. They see the Venomancer, surges up, and looks like Miracle's gonna go down. And so is the Darkseer. Sandking ultimate gets used. What a turn of event in this game here. Both teams chasing so deep, both teams falling for each other's buyback, and I think it's the one who buys back last gets the last laugh. I think they're going to get the kills, and as well as the tier 1 tower.
There's going to be another TP from YYF. Here we go, one more TP. Once Akke, where's the Sprout? There it is, and in comes Chuan. No, Akke, beautiful job. Tango's out immediately. But like you said, they should be able to get the tower. Man, how many buybacks were there in that fight? 3? 4? I don't even know. Ferrari fake channeling his ult here, just kind of trolling around while he auto-takes the tower. Wow, but in the end, it's IG who are going to come out a bit ahead, I want to say, because they get the tower. Storm also has a lot of trouble. The tower will die, multiple TPs, there's a BKB up. Burrow Strike is going to miss, kind of wildly. They're vacuum in. BKB, there's the ultimate. Once pajkatt, 2 raises should do the trick. One more. Ah, Ferrari, get him! One more auto attack. There you go. Takes the kill. Wasn't actually sure he was going to get that kill there, but in the end, that's it. BKB charge use, you mentioned how precious they are, and all they get for it is a Rubik. They do get the tower, and maybe that's worth it.
Uh-oh, perhaps this team fight not over just yet. Miracle has a Black Hole available. Chuan, another 2-man Burrow Strike. Splurf's gonna hit. Miracle goes down. Black Hole! Vacuum! Where's the follow-up? No follow-up. The Iron Shell doing a majority of damage. The mech up here. Ferrari doing such a high amount of right-click. He's killing everything here with the raises, with the right-click. That's a double kill. I mean, sure, you'd even need BKB for that, but might as well count him using the BKB because that was completely worth it. Team wiping the entire Dire Squad. And the Dire Squad, I mean, they use buyback here and there as well. I think IG Chuan and his squad just went off a really, really big advantage after that fight.
Well, the gold graph, the experience graph, they agree with you, Lumi. And guess what? They did it without that Naga Siren ultimate, which was available. And speaking of that Naga Siren, you said she was tanking with the Vitality booster. Guess what? She's almost got a Heart of Tarrasque. And this means no easy zips in for kills there. Or no easy ability to zip in and kill her off. Now you're really going to have to work for it, blow a lot. And if you don't get that kill, then the sleep comes, the epicenter channel, the Burrow Strike to follow. CLG, as good as the Enigma Darkseer combo is on paper, I gotta say, IG seem to have the much better team fight, and, well, it comes down to the damage as well. Ferrari just offers so much with the raises, even Sandking and Leshrac, big nuke damage for them. The right clicks as well from that Shadow Fiend. CLG, very lacking in terms of damage. In fact, where does it come from for this team? I'm just not seeing it right now.
Yeah, a big bulk of the damage would come from Rubik if he has the items, if he's stealing the correct spells, and that's why, to me, he is the X factor for CLG. CLG, despite losing Rubik in the top engagement, took a fight against the Shadow Fiend, and I think that was a poor choice for them, and it definitely showed in the engagement that they lost. And right now, CLG is playing on the back foot, but here comes a big zip. He sees Faith, he wants Faith. Faith's gonna get picked off for sure. And look at the zip from Misery. Oh, he is gonna get the kill, but the epicenter, the net here, he's not gonna make it out alive. 1-for-1 trade is not where you want to be with the Storm Spirit. Quick response from IG, and definitely taking advantage of the fact that he's out of mana.
I love it on the top lane. pajkatt steals that raise, and, well, Ferrari's like, okay, I'm just going to right-click you to death. 2 more right-clicks should do it. Great Malefice timing. Will it be enough? Ferrari looking for the raise, fishing for it. Miracle with the TP out. pajkatt will escape, will live to fight another day, but only barely. And there's a Yasha up on Ferrari now. He is getting a lot of damage. So IG overall, the other thing about this lineup is they have so many spammable AoE stuns. The Burrow Strike, the Split Earth. For CLG, they've got a great one-shot combo. But the only spammable stuns they're going to have that are AoE is anything Rubik steals. And I just don't think he's tanky enough to be that X-Factor right now. I
agree. I mean, in that top engagement where Shadow Fiend uses first BKB charge, IG opened that fight with Sankey missing a Burrow Strike. But let's do like a little bit of engagement here as we see Lacoste trying to find YYF and backing backwards here, and Shadow Fiend with the Sun Beam, he's probably going to pop his BKB. Go right now. No, he gets Zip, and he's going to pop his BKB. He pops the BKB right now, but already down to half health. And he is going to get right-click down eventually, missing the raise as well. But here comes Big Bad Zhou, right-clicking in, 2-man Burrow Strike. Man, one of the many. Misery's going to be absolutely fine. The Courier making a very deep delivery down to half HP. Song of Siren, he's going to have to cancel and right-click immediately. Let's see who's faster, Misery or Zhou. Misery or Zhou. Oh, Burrow Strike. Nicely timed there. Going to get a double kill for Chuan, and perhaps going to be a Blink Dagger finish, yes, on Chuan as well. He's on the support Sanking, by the way, and he's farming so much better. Meanwhile, Faith chasing away pajkatt. There's a Yule Scepter on pajkatt. He's going to dodge that Split Earth, and nice dodge here. YYF in position. He's going to try to sprout. He does sprout himself in, vacuum forward, but not going to be enough. pajkatt goes down once again. That's too many death for CLG, I feel like. They're so far behind now.
Yeah, it's not even about golden experience at this point. It's just about the state of the game, with IG winning so many fights, and when this team wins a fight, Prophet, Leshrac, we talked about their early game split pushing power in the pregame, in the early stages of this game, but now it's about that mid-game pushing power as well, with the Naga illusions up, 2,400 gold on her, everybody's getting fat. Chuan has a Blink Dagger on the Courier, there you go, delivered to him, already level 13. This Sand Kano Leshrac combination, we've seen it work well before, but boy are they working well in this game. Just finding kills everywhere, really helping out the team as well. And it just feels like there's way too much pressure right now on that Rubik to make things happen for CLG.
Yeah, I just want to extend the point that you mentioned earlier. Is we see Shadow Fiend. Oh, nice backing onto the cliff. Shadow Fiend going for the raise is not going to find it. Leshrac should split off these a path of trees here. Unless he's going to be chasing to his death. Oh no, and these two guys, they're stuck up there. Sand King is going to be Burrow Striking to get himself out. There's a teleport in from YYF. They see pajkatt once again. pajkatt self-heals, but he's not going to be going anywhere. Meanwhile, Shadow Fiend still stuck up there. Prophet's going to destroy the trees.
He's like, guys?
Jesus.
Guys, there we go. Oh, that's so funny. You got. I wish I could hear their team chat right now. Miracle gets netted though. This could be big trouble. Riptide as well. Looks like Miracle might escape. No, the Burrow Strike. And Chuan just always in the right place at the right time. The zip in for Misery, but he is fighting many men down. Chuan should be able to escape, and in fact, they're probably going to turn this one around onto Misery. Epicenter gets channeled. Burrow Strike. Will it be perfect? No, too early this time, but Misery goes down anyway. He's going to take a fall. The Prophet all bouncing through. Look at the damage towards Akke, towards Lacoste. Vacuum used defensively. The net cancels that one out, and this is a very long disable. Akke's going to go down. Here comes Ferrari. One more nuke. IG just on an absolute rampage right now. Misery buys back. Misery should go down again. No, great job there dodging some spells. Here comes Zhou. One more zip. Really wants the kill. Not going to find it, and now he dies. This is feeling like GG for CLG.
Yeah, I mean, that's a second or a third buyback. I think pajkatt gets picked off yet. Well, again, self-cycle and delaying the inevitability, but he's going to go down for sure. That's the second or third buyback for Storm Spirit, second and third buyback for pajkatt. They were just not building towards their items, and then, of course, IG getting so many kills. Towers after towers. They know it's GG. They call it GG. 27-12. It's your first game of Beyond the Summit World Tour Grand Final. IG looking really good, one away from taking the entire tournament.
Well, they went with something a little bit unconventional in that draft, and we were questioning, I think there were some questions from the spectators, from us, what exactly IG was up to. But it seems like there was a rhyme and a reason behind it all. They get themselves a Naga to open up the draft, and then no matter what happened, they were going to get great follow-up team fight heroes to combo up with it. Maybe we won't see it in the International, but I feel like there is a place for this not banning real heroes, or, heroes that are likely to be picked. It seems like if you do it right, especially with that first pick, you get the one hero that your team really knows how to build around. And in this case, who better to build around than Naga? Maybe even better than Darkseer. Apparently to IG it was, and they make it work from there. So game 1 goes the way of IG. Like you said, it is the grand finals, but it's not over just yet. It is a best out of 3. I think for all the viewers out there, we are hoping for a little bit longer of a game number 2, maybe even CLG to push it to game number 3. For now, though, it's IG in firm command of the series, one game away from winning that $1,000 first prize, as well as establishing themselves as a serious contender going into the International. I am LD of dotacommentaries.com. He is Luminous. Together, we are David and David. You will be back momentarily with game number 2, Beyond the Summits World Tour, Grand Finals action, IG versus CLG. Can CLG hang on, push it to game 3, or is IG going to wipe the floor with them? We'll find out soon.